Hi, this is Mike J, and welcome to Behavioral MetaDynamics, an expose in leader development. The reason that I wrote this particular piece and the reason that I'm doing this overview audio is that we have been looking at post-conventional, or what is probably referred more often as postmodern leadership development, which means that the requirements have become increasingly complex. And the way in which we're going to approach that in this particular program is to give you a snapshot, just a quick summary of what our present situation is. In other words, we live in this world called VUCA. VUCA stands for volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And these are the conditions that are now calling forth the leader decision-making environment. And the idea in this particular program is to set up a program that works on itself by and of itself to create a psychodynamic or psychoactive response. In other words, what that means is that you study the program and the program behind the scenes begins to do the work, because our subconscious systems are filtering everything that we actually need to know, and even more than that, and then through our bias elements are kind of kicking that out. And so what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to use these 7 dynamics as really a postmodern or post-conventional toolkit, and then that allows you to develop the kinds of skills according to who you are, and then for us to scaffold the rest. If you look at my quick note in scaffolding, what I have found in almost 3 decades of coaching is it's very difficult to change people beyond their change capability. And that's usually within a structure of their current mode of reasoning, the way their worldview is set up. It's only when we get that discontinuous leap to the next worldview that we actually begin to change the way we're thinking about things. So rather than focusing and spending a significant amount of time on changing people directly, we create a psychoactive program that helps a person begin to develop skills that they'll need to change indirectly. And therefore, the process in real time is best scaffolded, which in summary, what I've done is I've listed some advantages and disadvantages. I think you can read those. I have mentioned a lot of them through the course of time. This is a complex system. It is going to take somebody to help you with it in most cases, because we're only aware of so much. I've spent the last 3 decades trying to study this stuff and its effect on leaders, and therefore I have a little bit of something to say in terms of all the different things that we're looking at that will begin to be root cause variables that will help somebody. Listen, if you understand perspective taking and all the issues with perspective taking, I can promise you that everything in your life will shift. If you look at your ego position, I can promise you everything in your life will shift. These are the kinds of things that are built into this toolkit. And while we may not be able to or want to learn all of these things are going on anyway. So wouldn't you like to know about them? And that's the key thing in this development process. I do have a retreat, 2 retreats scheduled. One in December of 2014, probably a little too late for some of you. An after retreat scheduled in 2015, and then during 2015, I'm going to pedagogically go over the instructional elements of the system for those few people that want to say, I'd like to be able to work with you closer, Mike, and work in this system with your projects. You need to know this stuff. So that's the kind of experience that you'll get. The programs are done virtually. You can learn this stuff by listening and studying on your own. And again, this is a big point of this whole modeling system. The shift that leadership development is coming out of HR and coming out of training programs and coming out of expertise is no longer the case. Each one of you will need to take accountability and responsibility for your own leadership development. The program that I'm going to teach you gives you the tools with which to manifest the things that you'll need to do to take over your leadership development. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close it. I wanted to keep this short as possible. I hope you will read the Behavioral Metadynamics Expose. Later next year in 2015, this will become a white paper when I put all the references in, but I didn't want to continue to hold this because we've actually got some things going on in the inner circle and other things that some people might want to get in and get involved with at the very early stages. If you're a person who's assessing capability, if you're a person who's doing a lot of developmental coaching, if you're a person who's doing executive coaching, this program will give you an edge. And the reason it will give you an edge, it will help you begin to understand what you need to do for yourself, and then later on how to begin to inquire and to advise and to consult with your clients about the things that they need to do for themselves.